Everybody, welcome to the show, and I suppose, sometimes you might be feeling a bit down in the dumps. You think there's a lot of rubbish going on in your life. Some people may even say the show's a lot of rubbish, and we aim to prove it, because today we're actually here at the Red Hill Waste Open Day. We're going to be talking about how they recycle rubbish. Now, of course, no one else would do this kind of show, but of course, Balls and all are here, and we aim to wander around. It's quite interesting, so they tell us. We haven't even been in yet to have a look, but here we are up on 2J Road at the Red Hill Waste Open Day, and the art of recycling seems to be very important to a lot of people, because there's quite a crowd here. To my surprise, a lot of people are interested how rubbish is now transferred and recycled and everything. A very important thing for the world to look after a bit of recycling. Okay, well, as we always say, let's get the balls and all rolling. We don't always say it, but we need to try to say it. Big thanks to a lot of people who recently have said how much they enjoyed the couple shows we did at Geraldton, and we've got still a few more stories from that we did while we were there that'll pop up over the next few weeks. And I just want to point out, on Monday the 9th at 9 p.m, after 4 years, Monday the 9th of December, after 4 years of production and over 3¼ years continuously of doing the show, Balls and all are going to be no more, basically. We've had a long go at it, and so I hope you'll be tuning in to watch the last show. We'll still pop up here and there doing some specials and whatever, but at least we can say we started a lot of the things. We can say that we started the looking after the sports before us. Of course, there was only Manny with WOW over there, and I think that was with 9. They used to do WOW and look after the sports, and since then we've been the only people who've looked after your local sports. Now everybody's doing it, so it's great. Anyway, we get the balls and all rolling, get the show going. Let's go to a story that happened a while back with the Blood Challenge, the Motorcycle Riders Association, Jackie Piccone and all the gang there. Let's have a look at that story. Down at the Esplanade with the MRA, the Motorcycle Riders Association, and I'm talking to the Assistant Commissioner right here, Mr. John Standing. Hi, John, how are you?
How are you going? And good to be here. Good to see the turnout today.
It's great weather, and it's for a great cause. What does today mean, like, to you as far as the police force?
Two things, and it's about raising the awareness of road safety as in relation to motorcycle riders on our roads, and raising the awareness with other road users. And secondly, it's about accepting the Blood Challenge, and the Blood Challenge is about an initiative commenced by the Motor Riders Association approximately 10 years ago, where they put a drive across the whole of Western Australia for corporate bodies to come on board and donate blood between 14th of November and the 28th of February, which is a difficult period to obtain blood due to road crashes and road trauma. And what we're doing is sending the challenge out and promoting it today, the Blood Challenge, to say to other corporate bodies and the community in general, come on board for this worthwhile community initiative. It is important to make sure that we have adequate blood stocks. Unfortunately, over Christmas and New Year period, we have a significant number of accidents and road trauma and deaths. We need the blood stocks and supplies, and if they are interested, register with the Red Cross, and it takes off from there. The challenge is that all the corporate bodies then come in with a total number at the end of that period and see who wins the coveted shield, if you like.
The whole idea is you guys do see firsthand, sadly you see firsthand the accidents and the trauma and all that, and probably would have a higher awareness of the need for the blood in these challenges.
It's pretty traumatic when you go to a road crash and you see the result of road trauma. It's traumatic on our people, but it also has a traumatic effect on the support agencies in relation to the emergency areas in the hospitals, and then the surgeons, and it goes on with the aftercare and the families and the bereavement and the deaths and the injuries. and it has a significant impact not only on the communities but also on the families. And what we'd like to do is use the Blood Challenge to bring this home and raise the awareness of everyone in the community. Think about what you're doing in the vehicle, think about what you're doing on motorcycles, and really start to abide by the community's rules and regulations. It's the community that have set these rules and regulations, not us.
Thanks very much for talking to us, John.
Thanks for the opportunity to get the message across, because I think it's important that the community awareness is raised. Good on you.
Thanks very much, John. Now I've caught up with the president once again here, and I'm talking to Taka. How you going, Taka?
I'm very good, Moose. How about
I'll
yourself?
shake your hand, mate, any day.
I think a lot of people have been shaking that. I've just about lost it today. Yes, yeah.
It's a good thing it's your hand they're shaking then, isn't it?
Well, that too, yes. But no, it's been a fantastic day. We had a turnout that we could not have imagined would have possibly been, you know. I mean, I took the ride down from Joondalup, as you were aware, and I thought we might have got 50 or 70 people there. A huge turnout there and a huge turnout at Armidale. And
we would have had, what, over 400 or 500 bikes here today, riders, as you say. We see a lot of the guys from the Ulysses Club, guys and girls, sorry, from the Ulysses Club, and a lot of the different club. We see some people, I've seen badges from Brisbane and all that, people from all over the place here today.
Yeah, as you'd probably be aware, I visit probably 18 meetings a month. I go to every single motorcycle meeting I can make, and as you're aware, it's voluntary. I'm a motorcyclist. I wish to pass on all the information that I can and get people together. This turnout this year is as you're aware, there's no Big On Bikes this year, and the Big On Bikes one normally attracts 400 or 450 motorcyclists to our awareness ride, which finishes at Big On Bikes. But today, just a departure really from previous years where we normally only have one departure point and one arrival point. Today, as you were aware, we had two, and that was purely for a bigger awareness to motor the other road users. Basically, we thought that if we came in from north and south, arrived in the city like we have, it would give us twice the exposure to other road users, which it did. And of course, we had the police here, as you've seen. We've had the Assistant Commissioner for Traffic here, with just John, and Alana turned up, and she gave a bit of a speech, as well as Dan Sullivan, who as we know, is a motorcyclist.
Now today, really, we've done this before, but you know, new people watching the show, let's tell them a little bit about what today really is about.
Okay, it's an annual event that we have to bring to the attention of other road users awareness of motorcycles on the road. So we get out here and we all get together for a ride and try to promote motorcycling and let other road users see us as another road user. The better side of motorcycling, we know that we can get a lot of negative press, and unfortunately, speaking of press and news people, again, balls and all, the only people that has turned up, and we are very thankful for that. As far as the ride goes, we always launch the Blood Challenge, which, as you're aware anyway, that about 20 years ago the MRA challenged the police service to give more blood to the blood service. Unfortunately for us, they've won every year bar one. This year we're going to try to give them a shake-up, but it's a huge corporate thing. That it started out with just 2 or 3 other
on that point, how can they help? How can the people out there help with this blood challenge? Of course, we're saying go down and donate blood, but they have to register so it goes towards your account or something? How do they do this?
Okay, they just have to first of all make an appointment because they're very busy, but yes, they just go into the blood service, say they're motorcyclists from a club, whether it's Ulysses, BMW, whatever it may be, Ducati. That's registered, that goes on the register as blood given by motorcyclists, and at the end of February, when it's all tallied up, the people with the most donations of blood win the challenge. But I believe this year it's slightly different because they're going to have it's a huge corporate event now. I mean, you've got Alinta Gas, you've got Western Mining, all those huge companies are on board, and it's just a matter of people just going down, giving blood. It's that simple, really. As long as they're not from England, because of the mad cow thing, I think, and there's another couple of issues.
Now, people would like to know a bit more about just the Motorcycle Riders Association, or they may have a bike or be buying a bike or whatever, and would like to find out a bit about the club, because the Ulysses, the over 40s or over 50s gang, they get together. They do a lot of great work too, as well as all the other clubs. Is there a number they can give a call to?
They could call me actually on my home number of 9472-6368, or they could email me, and that is TACKA, TACKA _SP3 @yahoo.com.au, and I will send them the information. But basically, the Motorcycle Riders Association isn't a social club. It is an association that lobbies government, councils, etc. on things that are going to affect motorcycling, whether it's number plates or lights on or whatever it's been in the past. There's always issues that we see as important, and I know I have now got, after seeing all this turnout today, I've got total club support from every club. Every club turned up, and every club has given us their support for the issues that we're trying to raise, which I mentioned today. And
real quickly too about the big charity ride, just because time's rolling. When is that going to happen? Do you know, and where from?
Okay, it's the same as last year. It leaves from Belmont Park. This is a Bikes Unlimited ride that always has been. It's about the 27th or the 28th they've had this year. It goes from Belmont Park, I believe at about 11 a.m, up into the Joondalup Arena again, basically the same as last year. But yeah, that's on the first Saturday in December, the 6th or the 7th. I haven't got it with me, but it's that first Saturday. It's
Ding Bob and all that gang.
That's That's Ding Bob and Bandit and yeah, all the boys. I mean, they've been around a long, long time, and they do a fantastic thing for the kids and the Salvation Army.
Thanks very much for chatting with us once again, and good luck to everybody. Don't forget, when you see someone on a bike out there, look after them. They only have 2 wheels and 2 lots of brakes, where you've got 4 and a bit of more metal around you. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, Moose. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
Thanks very much for that, and that was a great day over there with the Motorcycle Riders Association. Don't forget, all those of you who do ride bikes, they're going to be having, I think it's the 14th, I hope I'm not wrong, it should be on the screen, the big ride, the Christmas ride, the teddy bear ride, whatever you want to call it. It's such a great day where everyone comes, they bring a donation of a toy, it goes to the kids and the families who need it. Now, many people say that the show's full of rubbish, and we're actually standing on a pile of it right now, believe it or not. And to tell us a bit about it is Brian. How you going, Brian?
Not bad, mate. How's yourself, mate?
Good, mate. Good. Tell us, we're actually standing here what looks like just normal bush. Actually, he's Bushby, Brian Bushby. It looked like we're on normal bush, but you're telling me we're about 25 metres of rubbish underneath us.
Yes, most currently we're at the Eastern Metropolitan Regional Council's land facility at Red Hill. We're situated on about 25 metres of waste underneath us now, and you'll see by looking around that it's revegetated. In the background there you'll see our wetlands area, part of our...
Even get a bus load of people going by as well there, all waving hello there.
Yes, we have regular tours. This particular day is an open day of Red Hill. The regional council has an open day for its residents and any community groups that are interested to see how the landfill operates, and basically that's what's happening today, Moose, and very, very encouraging to see the amount of people that are here today.
Yeah, actually I said to the crew on the way here, we'll probably be the only ones here, because who's interested in seeing rubbish, but obviously they watch our show. No, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people here, interested groups, as you mentioned, residents and what have you, come down to have a look at the recycling and everything. So we're actually on a pile, 25 metres, you say, of actual rubbish we're standing on right now.
Yeah, that's right, Moose. Basically what we do, we run a cell system here, so we have sections of cells, so the cells are about 5 to 6 metres deep, and it's built up to this height, and you'll notice the surrounding area is basically designed to replicate the surrounding hills areas. As you can see, there's no sort of clinical slopes. It looks like part of the environment, and that's the way that we would like to have it, and that's the way it's turned out here.
We even see a bit of a billabong, a bit of a lake here behind us with all the ducks and everything there.
Yeah, that's a wetlands area. It was started out to be a siltation pond for surface water. We've seen a need that for our wildlife. We have shell duck, Pacific black duck, and the main geese here that breed here, so we've made that into a little island. We've got a breeding island there, and we have it's quite good. It's a very nice little wetlands area.
Fantastic. So it's all been revegetated. You guys actually replanted everything, or it's just grown back by itself, or what?
No, that's correct. We have an environmental services on as part of the regional council, and we have an ecologist that selects the species of plants that we plant. So basically, when a cell's closed, we put a metre of clay capping over the top of the landfill cell. We put about 300 millimetres of what we call root-bearing soils and gravels on top of that, and then we direct seed it. We get a company come in to direct seed it, and what you see around here is the result of that direct seeding. It's also a 3-stage revegetation program. So the first stage is what you see now is a shallower rooting species, and as we have methane gas underneath us as well, the methane gas
We know about that, don't we?
the methane gas has been drawn off the landfill site at the moment, and it goes to a power station where it produces power for the Western Power grid. So when the gas is depleted off the landfill cell, then we'll start our second and third stages of regeneration or revegetation with larger species of trees and so forth.
Oh, fantastic. So it really has become quite an art. I mean, the old days, of course, they dug a hole, you backed your trailer in, tipped it in, and went away. But those days have changed a lot.
Oh, those days have certainly changed, Moose. What you see here is from 1981 to now, 20 years of landfilling from the early days of the river foreshore filling of the wetlands area. Like what we didn't do, and the regional council didn't do, is follow the practices that we had been following and gone into this well-engineered, environmentally sound system of digging cells with leachate collection system in, so there's no leachate actually goes to the groundwater or anywhere like that. It goes back to a leachate containment pond, and it's dealt with from there.
Fantastic. All right, well, we're going to keep wandering around here, and Brian, as you can see, is a great guide. He's going to be showing us around, and hope you find this interesting. It's something that's a little bit different to the regular shows you see always on the channel, but we're going to be back after the break. Hi everyone, welcome back. Well, we're still down in the dumps. I'm here having a chat with Brian. Brian, tell us a bit about this pile of prunings and everything we have behind us.
Right, Moose, we're at our transfer station. This is a receival area for our general smaller customers, our trailer customers, to dispose of their waste. What we have here is green waste that our customers have disposed of here. It's clean green waste. What we do with that is mulch it up, and then we process that green waste into a processed mulch. Currently, we're doing trials down at on the Swan with the vineyards, and also a olive farm in the Chittering Valley as moisture retention for the vines, so that we can actually use it off-site. We've currently got a research scientist by the name of Katie Webster that's actually carrying out those trials for us, and we believe that we can produce a product that's going to be valuable to the community in a moisture retention for vines and so forth. We also, when we have it on hand, we have piles here that we give away to our customers as well, so they'll take it off-site and use it for their garden beds as well.
Okay, so they just dropped their prunings off. You guys are in a testing pattern at the moment, so you're not really just going out and just haphazardly doing something. You're trying things out as you go along.
Yeah, that's for sure, Moose. Basically what we want to do is to make sure that we can produce a very good product that we can get out onto the vineyards and, as I said, the olive groves for a moisture retention thing. And we want to make sure that that's going to work before, and that's the reason why we're doing the trials with the research scientists at the moment, yeah.
Fantastic. Now, something else that's near and dear to a lot of people's hearts is the fact that a lot of people are into recycling these days, and we see the recycle bins and all that. And just over here, well, I'll get you to, we'll just wander over there and talk a little bit about what's going on over here.
Not a problem at all, Miss.
Okay, now, Brian, we see behind us here the recycling area, and something Bolzenall's been very good about is not recycling our old stories, but tell us a bit about what goes on here at the recycling area.
Well, basically, Moose, what we have here is a recycling facility for our public, our general people that come to the landfill site. We have a number of things. We have the scrap metals, the aluminium cans, plastics, lead acid batteries. We have a facility for foam batteries and nickel cad batteries, which we encapsulate in concrete and then dispose of them, going through to the papers, the oils.
Is that because they leak? Is that why?
That's correct, Moose, yeah. What we'd like to do is put the foam batteries, encapsulate them in concrete, seal them up, and then they go into our Class 4 landfill cell. So it's a secure storage area.
Stick people's feet in it as well and drop it in the river?
Well, not really, no. We're not into those sorts of things. So.
I see old car bodies as well. You've got all this kind of stuff here, and we've already seen people come through and actually use the recycling section here.
Yeah, we have automotive car bodies. It's commonly known around here as a students' car parking area.
Okay.
As you can probably notice, some of those vehicles there.
Yeah, pretty cool. Now over here, what's happening over here?
Basically, that's a transfer station facility. That's where, after the people have been through here, taken out their recycling or the material separation, they'll go up to there and dispose of their waste into the bins up there. The bins are then picked up by our truck. They're taken to our weighbridge, they're weighed, and then they're taken to the main disposal area of the landfill cell.
Okay, we'll head over there and have a look.
Well, we'll have a look at that operation.
All right, well, we're on our way over there. We'll send you to a story that happened a while back. The National Netball Championships held over at Melville Indoor Cricket Centre, Indoor Sports Centre, and it was great crowd there, and let's have a look at that.
Howdy everyone, I'm the Action Man, and I'm actually inside of Striker Indoor Sports. Now you may remember that from our cricket show, but we're here for a different reason, and I'm talking with
Tony Vandenberg and Lynn Saunders.
Now you may have noticed that we've been covering the National Netball Tournament, and this is our first big day. So what's your role here today?
I'm actually the tournament director for the Nationals, and I'm also the Nationals convener for Western Australia.
Now what does that role involve?
The tournament director, basically you have control of the whole tournament, so if we have any issues come up, they all get directed to myself.
And what's your job here?
I'm the WA coordinator and all the organisation for the WA teams, and just general Nationals committee stuff through the tournament.
So how do you find that's going today?
It's actually come together really well. We haven't had too many problems, and it's moving along nicely now, so pretty good.
Now, are there any prominent teams that have come here? Is there any that are looking like they might progress towards the finals?
You do have your strong contingents here. Queensland's a very strong contingent, and then you've also got New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia, who all have very strong teams in. The other teams are the Northern Territory and also the ACT. They only have one team in each, but they're trying their hardest. And obviously WA, and our teams are doing very well.
Now how long has this competition been running for?
It's been running about 9 or 10 years now, and Western Australia have probably been in it since about 93. Yeah.
Now in those 10 years, is there a main winner that usually comes out, or is it a bit mixed?
It's probably mixed. It depends what division you're talking about. You've got Queensland, as I said, a very strong contingent, and New South Wales and Victoria, and also South Australia. So it depends on the division, but they're all very strong teams.
Now what divisions are here today, and can you go into as in the different divisions that there actually are?
Yes, we have mixed, open mixed. You have open ladies, 21 and under, and your open men's comp.
Now, in regards to the teams that are here, what sort of skill level are they playing at as in to get to this level?
It's a very high skill level. Obviously, for those that haven't played in nets before, it's a very different game to your outdoor netball. So it is a skill in itself. But you're looking at, a lot of players here play in the state league in their states. So it's very strong competition. We've also got players that play for the Orioles. So you're looking at the national level as well.
Now, what sort of training has it taken for some of these players to get to the national level? As in, how long would they have been playing for to get to such a high level?
You've got some that have been in it for quite a few years. You might be looking at some people that have played for 8 to 10 years. Then you've got your young girls that are coming up in the ranks. Even in our open sides, we've got girls that are quite young moving up into those open positions now.
Well, what sort of ages are there actually in the competition today?
We've got anything from 15 through to probably about 40, 45 even, and that's only players. Obviously there's a lot of officials that are here that range between ages of about 20 through to about 50, 55, so all ages.
Now, what sort of organisation is involved in getting this up and running?
It takes a lot of organisation. It takes a very good backing committee. We've had a really good committee to get it off the ground this year, and if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be able to get an event like this in WA, so it's been really, really good.
Now, how often are the Nationals held in Perth?
That's a good question. I don't know.
They actually rotate between the states, so they go on a rotational basis, so you're probably looking at every 4 to 5 years. Yeah.
Now, are there any particular people you'd like to thank as in getting this up and running?
Yes, well, first of all, I think we'd like to thank our committee, which besides Tony and myself, we've had some great workers with us. Their names are Marina Bonino, Jeff Parker, who owns the centre here. Jeff's been a great support for all of the players with providing his centre for numerous training sessions. And also Sandra Rawlings, who's our main umpire in WA. So we'd like to thank all of them. We've had some good sponsors come on board for our teams. I think our main sponsor would be Image Source in Subiaco. We'd like to thank them a lot. Also Coca-Cola, the Water Corporation and the Commonwealth Bank. I think they're probably our main sponsors, so we have to thank them all.
Now, if someone did want to get involved in either sponsor you or just get general information, is there a number they could call?
Yes, there is. They can actually call Melville Centre, and that's 9330 6857.
Well, thanks for talking to us. And we'll see where we end up after this.
Well, congratulations to everyone over there at Melville Sports Centre. Don't forget, not only is there netball, there's indoor cricket, there's indoor soccer. Some places even have beach volleyball. So if you'd like to get involved in one of the sports, indoor sports, that way you don't care whether it's too hot outside or if it's pouring down with rain. Doesn't matter. Give them a call. I know the boys over at all the indoor sports centres would be happy to have a chat with you. I know they are over at Ballajura. Good day to everyone there. The Rebels indoor cricket team. Now, Brian, I'm here with Brian Stewart at the Red Hill Waste Open Day, and this is pretty much the heart of all where the rubbish ends up at, isn't it?
That's for sure, Moose. This is the action end of the process. What you have here behind us is a landfill compactor working. That's actually compacting the waste. So what we've got to achieve here is the best compaction as possible. So we've got to get the most amount of waste in that cubic metre of airspace as we possibly can, and we use that by using these specialised Caterpillar machines with these specialised Carron wheels and blade, and you'll see what it's doing now. It's actually compacting the waste.
So what we're seeing now is the making of what we were standing on before. Is that right? Eventually this will all be just replanted, revegetated, have some lakes for some more ducks to swim around in?
That's correct, Moose. Basically what's happening here, we're working on a cell. A cell the guys will build it up to the design level. It will then have its metre of clay capping put over the top, as I said before. It will have its root-bearing gravels and soils in it. It'll have its methane extraction wells.
Explain that a little bit more. You told us off camera how that all works. Just explain to the viewers how that goes.
Well, basically what we have here is a methane gas power station. It was the first methane gas power station to be built on a landfill site in Western Australia. So what happens is that we take the methane gas from the landfill cells, the completed landfill cells. It goes to a methane gas power station. Instead of running fossil fuels on these engines, they run methane gas.
So in the Caterpillar right now?
No, not in the Caterpillar, but actually in the engines at the power station.
Okay, right.
And they run and they produce power which is sold to the Western Power grid. And also doing that, we comply with one of our licence conditions on this landfill site, which is to do something with methane gas, not to let methane gas vent to the atmosphere. So basically what we're doing is looking after the environment by using methane gas and creating a resource as well.
Although standing here you can smell a bit of it around the place, or is that just me?
No, I think it could be some of the fresh waste that the compactor operator there, Bob's actually working with now.
Okay, now what's some of the other things that actually happen here at the Red Hill Waste Station?
We do a lot of things on site. We have one of our member councils, which is the City of Bayswater. They have a 3-bin collection system, being a waste collection, a recycle and a green waste. And rather than putting that green waste to landfill, what we do with that is we windrow that green waste and we produce a compost soil out of that as well. So we then again use that on site for our revegetation purposes.
All right, now I'm actually in the Bassendean area, me and Rolf, the two boys from Bassendean. They're having a street clean-up. Does that stuff come here, or what happens with all that?
Yeah, basically that material will come here and it'll come to this landfill cells.
Do you then recycle it, or does it just come here? Or because there's a lot of stuff maybe worth recycling, what happens there?
Basically, no, there's no recycling done here. The recycling's done prior to it getting here. Yeah, that's right. But other things we do on site is resources on site is our lateritic cap rock that we have on top of the clay before we excavate our cells. We have a contractor to remove that and we crush that into a road building gravel as well. So there's lots of products that we actually get off site through the waste products.
Fantastic. Now, someone would like to know a bit more about what goes on here. You have open days often, or is it once only, once a year? What is it?
Yeah, certainly we have an open day once a year, but if any of the community want to know more about the landfill site, they can always ring myself here. I'm the site manager on this landfill site, or the Eastern Metropolitan Regional Council, or any of its member councils. They would also give information of how this operates. We have an open policy on this landfill site where anyone can visit at any time, any community groups and so forth, and that's basically what's happening today, with the community groups having a look at what's being done. Fantastic.
And can we get a number if someone would like to ring you?
Yes, certainly. You could ring myself or Tanya Beinhauer, my secretary, on 9574 6235.
Okay. Thanks very much for showing us around, Brian. We really appreciate it.
Thanks very much, Moose.
And don't forget too, if you'd like to know a bit more about the Red Hill Waste Open Day, I know it's one of those things you might say it's not something you might be interested in, but it is important. It's important for our community, and of course you can see here all the member councils, the Eastern Metropolitan Regional Councils community. Is that right? Did I get it close?
Correct, yes.
Are doing something about things. So thanks a lot, Brian, for showing us around, and everybody for having us here. And of course, Bob back there on the big machine.
Not a problem at all. Thanks very much, Moose. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with a bit more. We're on our way over to the Caversham Wildlife Park, so we'll pop up over there. We'll be back after the break. Hi everybody, welcome back, and yes, as I said earlier, we're here at the Caversham Wildlife Park. I just want to point out that there are a lot of wildlife parks around the metro area, of course the most famous being up at Yanchep. We've been a while back to the Maripana Wildlife Park. There's quite a few around the place. It's a great day out. As always, people are saying, nothing to do on a weekend or a Sunday or whatever it may be. It's a great day. It's good for the kids to come up here. The animals are all accessible to the kids. They can come in, pet them, feed them, whatever, and it's a good place to come and have a visit. Up in Caversham we are. Of course, it's the Caversham Wildlife Park coming up. I think it's the West Swan Road. The signs, anyway, you'll find it. Hope you get an opportunity to come up and have a look. Now, we're here for also another reason. Our vet on the show, Dr. Martin Robley, Doc Martin I call him anyway, actually does house calls, if you like, here. And recently he's had a bit of a look at a wombat, and he's here for a house call. So we'll cross inside and see what he's up to.
Thanks, Moose. We are at the Caversham Wildlife Park. About a week ago I did some surgery on a wombat called Bubs, and I'm doing kind of a house call here. I'm talking with Dave Thorne, who's one of the owners of the Caversham Wildlife Park, and we're just checking on his progress. How do you think it's going there, Dave?
I think she's doing very well. Yeah, seems to be healing quite well.
Looks like she's getting a little bit fed up. I think we might bring in one of the smaller wombats who are used to being handled, so we'll just bring that in. Now, the wombats, are they local to this area?
No, there's none in Western Australia. This is a common wombat, and she's actually found in Tasmania.
Right, and what do you feed them here?
Well, in the wild they feed on grasses and roots from trees and shrubs and that sort of thing, so we try and give them pretty much the same sort of thing with native bushes, but we also give them things like loosened chaff, and there's a proper formulated cube for them.
Right, and how old is this little one?
She's almost 2 years old, and she was an orphan from Tasmania, and we went over there and picked her up at the beginning of the year and brought her back to us.
Great, and I gather she's a marsupial?
That's right, she's a marsupial, and there's a little pouch there. We should keep her young when she's a bit older. About another year. She'll be able to have her own joeys.
Great, well what are you going to show us next?
I think we're going to have a look at kangaroos, aren't we?
Great, well first we'll actually go to a story with Angie. She's looking at a new CD launch.
Hi guys, welcome to Angie's Hotspot. Tonight we're at a really hot spot, but to disappoint all you guys, it's not here, it's actually across the road, which is much hotter than here. Let's go across and take a look and I'll tell you where it is. Let's go. Hi guys, welcome to Angie's Hotspot. Here we are, and hi guys to all the Balls and All crew, everyone, I haven't seen you for a while. Listen, we're down at Carnegies, which is on a Thursday night at Murray Street. The number is 356 Murray Street in Perth. Carnegies is a great bar to come down to. We've actually come down to see a band called the Three Wise Monkeys. They've just finished playing. They were playing really great music earlier on, but they've just finished. We're going to go inside and take a look and have a chat to them. Let's go. And we're with the Three Wise Monkeys. Here with me, I've got Keith. We've got Michael.
Yes, well done.
Russell and Harley, the Three Wise Monkeys. How are you going, Keith?
I'm going really well.
Good to see you guys. Excellent music. Guys, you're going to come down here on a Thursday night. Now, just tell me, Keith, how did you guys all meet? How did you all get together?
I've known Michael for a long time, probably longer than I can remember. He's been in bands and I've been in bands, and we've been playing around town, and we said let's get together, and we got together, and these blokes said, you know, they liked our shirts and they joined us, and that's about it.
Do love your shirts, they're nice and bright. I do believe, I was told that you were all part of the Buskers Club, is that right?
Yeah, we had the Buskers Club happening in different places around town, the Rosemount and the Melbourne Hotel, the Carlton Hotel, and we'd get all these musicians in and play and do that sort of community stuff, so we've been all around town.
That's fantastic, excellent. And I mean, are you all from Perth, or are you from all over the place, or?
Yeah, I'm a Vic Park boy.
Well, I'm from the southwest of Western Australia, thank you very much. Where it's very cold and wet.
Which half is that? Are you guys from Perth, or? Yeah, you don't want to play? Yes. And I believe they've got their music playing at the moment, which is great. And they've got a CD as well, which is called the Indian Holiday Album. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. From holidays in India.
Yes, your inspiration was?
Yeah, I was on holidays in India and Sri Lanka for 2 months, and I had a backpacker guitar, and I wrote all these songs. And
fantastic. So was that yourself that actually did the writing? And
yeah, they're all songs that I wrote while I was on holidays, and it's sort of got that cruisy holiday feel too.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Also, guys, where else do you play? Oh, look, sorry, the CD. The CD we have available now in stores.
Yeah, it's available from 78s and Dada Records, or people can come down to Carnegies and buy it and try it out, check us out.
Yeah, Keith, is there anywhere else that you play apart from Carnegies on Thursday night that anyone else can check you out if Thursday's not a good night?
We've got a regular on here at Thursday, but it's all like bits and pieces everywhere else. We had a CD launch recently at the Oxford Hotel. we just come back from Bridgetown, sort of doing stuff there too. So Bridgetown Blues Festival.
Good to hear. Excellent. Okay, Keith, the most obvious question that I need to ask you. The three wise monkeys, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's not three of you, there's four. Why is this so?
Well, it's Keith Anthonus and the Three Wise Monkeys. But Three Wise Monkeys, it's a metaphoric thing. You know, it's like hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. It doesn't necessarily mean numbers of musicians. See, it's quite deep.
It is very deep. And any words of wisdom or inspiration for any young musos out there that might be looking into getting into the industry, or that are writing their own music and finding it hard, or
just wear lots of loud shirts and just keep playing and don't stop.
Like it. Excellent. Well, guys, here we are at Carnegies on Thursday night. I'd like to say thank you to the Three Wise Monkeys.
Thank you, Angie.
And come down here, check them out. Thursday night Carnegies on Murray Street in Perth, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks Angie, and good luck to the Three Wise Monkeys with the CD release. Have a look around for it. They're a real happening band. I remember way back they were just buskers having a go, and now they've actually got a CD release. So if you're involved in music or anything like that, follow your dreams, as Wayne's song goes, and keep at it. Now, I'm having a chat with David Thorne Sr. He's the Harry Butler of the crowd here. How you going, David?
Very good, thanks.
We're here amongst the kangaroos. It's midday. They're all doing what I'd love to be doing, relaxing at the moment.
But they don't have a beer.
No, I noticed that. There's something weird about the kangaroos with that. Tell us a bit about the wildlife park.
Well, we've built up a little bit over the years that we've been here, and this coming March we're due to move into a new one in Whiteman Park,
right?
Which we're looking forward to.
So that's going to be March, and at the moment, I know your son was telling us you've got about 10 acres, but over there you're looking at about 35 hectares or something?
Yeah, initially the park for the native is going to be on around 17 acres. That's the first part of the development. Expansion into that will come later.
Fantastic, because you've been here for 20 odd years that I know of. You guys have only been here for 14 or something.
We've been here for coming up 16, and the park about 26.
All right. Now, so obviously you've accumulated more and more animals and breeding and all that kind of stuff. So you've got kind of like everything here. Tell our viewers a little bit about some of the different animals you have here.
We've got most things, particularly when it comes to food. Name a food and we've got to either provide it or a duplicate. But we've got things from reptiles through to the marsupials, all different types of birds. There's about just over 200 species altogether. About 2,000 mouths that need feeding every day.
That's right. Well, we see the kangaroos, the wombats, of course. Soon we're going to go and have a look at some Tassie Devil babies. Yeah. I see the eagles, the dingoes, snakes. You got kind of like everything here, and I heard something going on in the background over here as well.
Yeah, it's also so it's still mating time for some of the things, but the middle of the day obviously a little quieter.
Yeah. And all the birds and everything else. Now, you're moving in March, did you say?
Yes, end of last week of March is where we're aiming to move into Whiteman.
Okay, now people who know Whiteman Park, roughly where are you going to be situated?
Right in the village.
Okay, great.
Central to everything. In fact, the whole of the situation for Whiteman is changing. There's a new road at the moment that's almost complete, coming in off of Beachborough Road.
Oh, great. When
that's complete, I understand then that the gate fees are going to be withdrawn, so there'll be free entry into Whiteman.
That's fantastic.
It'll give the population, the Perth people, something to be proud of, I hope, at the end.
Fantastic, and you'll be able to come and see Whiteman Park. Now, someone would like to know a bit more about the existing Caversham Wildlife Park, or would like to find out about the new one. Is there a number they can call?
Our number is 9274 2202. There's a website, cavershamwildlife.com.au. Whiteman Park is 9249 2446. Information from there.
And let's just say Jerry Ball. Let's pick out a number. You seem to know all the phone numbers. Okay, well, thanks a lot. Now, don't forget to, you're open every day of the week, are you? And what hours?
Every day at the moment, 9 o'clock until 5.
Okay.
When we move into the new park, The summer, for the winter where we're moving in, probably won't alter too much, but by summer we'll be opening at 7:30 and staying open till at least 8 o'clock in the evening.
Fantastic.
7 days again.
7 days again, great for families. Get out and have a look. Now we're going to cross over and have a look what Doc Martin's having a look at, and I think he's playing with some babies over there.
Thanks, Moose. I'm here with Erin. Erin, what have you got there?
This is a little swamp wallaby called Sam.
And how old's Sam?
Sam's about between 7 and 8 months at the moment.
Right, and how old's Sam going to be when he's going to be able to graze by himself?
They normally start grazing and coming out of the pouch around 9 months of age.
Right, and I gather you're hand feeding him at the moment. How often would you feed him?
This one we're feeding about 4 times a day.
Right, isn't he cute? We've got a few more babies to look at. The next one I'm really looking forward to, some Tasmanian Devils. This is great. You won't often get to see this close up, but we've got 2 baby Tasmanian Devils here. How old are they, Dave?
They're about 7 months now. Yep.
And were these ones bred here?
Yes, they were. Yep. There's 2 with their mother, and there's 2 that I've got here, just to help her with the pressure of trying to rear 4.
Right, and I gather they're from Tasmania, as the name suggests?
That's right, yes.
Not like the Tasmanian Devil from the Warner Brother cartoons?
No, nothing like that, no.
And what do you feed them here, Dave?
Well, being only young, they're still on milk. They will feed a little bit on mince and little bits of chicken and things like that, yeah.
And I gather the adults, you can't handle them quite like this?
No, they're a bit of a handful, the big ones, yeah.
Great. I think we'll go and have a look at some koalas now. This must be one of the favourite animals of anybody coming to any wildlife park. I imagine all the tourists absolutely love the koala. Tell us about these koalas, Dave.
Okay, these are the Victorian koalas. Koalas are found from Queensland down to Victoria on the east coast. We don't have any in Western Australia. In here we've got mothers and joeys. A little joey there that you can see, this real tiny one, is about 6 months of age, up until this one up the pole here is about 10 months. Okay, koalas feed only on eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is a very low energy food, so the koalas will sleep about 18 hours every day. There's no need for them to drink any water. They get all the moisture they need from the leaves. It's only in our West Australian climate that they might have to drink a little bit on a really hot day. They are marsupial, so they're relative to the kangaroo and the wombat that we've already seen. And they live around 15 years.
Thanks, Dave. This is very special for me. I've been working with the Wildlife Park for about 14 years now, and this is the first time that I've really got up close and personal with the echidnas. Echidnas, very special looking creature. Can you tell us about them?
Sure. Yeah, echidnas are monotremes, so they belong to the same family as the platypus. They're egg-laying mammals. They also feed on termites in the wild. We can't feed them on termites here, so we make up a special formula. What they do in the wild, they got a long sticky tongue and they stick it into the mound of termites to collect as many as they can on a feed.
Right, and I gather they're related to the porcupine or the hedgehog?
No, they're not. No, they're monotremes.
Thank you, Dave. This looks like the latest in fashion accessories. What have I got here?
This is a male carpet python. It's about 12 years of age.
Right, was he born here or is he one that was brought in?
One that was brought in from Perth Zoo. They're non-venomous. They actually kill the prey by constriction, which is suffocation.
As long as he doesn't do that to me.
That's right.
Thanks then. Hi Dave, what have you got there?
This is a Tasmanian brush-tailed possum.
Right, and another marsupial?
That's right, marsupial, lives in trees and nocturnal animal.
Okay, and what does it eat, Dave?
They'll eat fruits of any kind, sometimes a little bit of veggie, and the blossoms off eucalyptus trees.
And how old's this little fella?
About 6 months, this one. Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
I'm here with Carl, and Carl, what have we got here?
This is a masked owl, which was bred in the park at Caversham. It's about 5 months old.
And what do you feed it, Carl?
We feed it a variety of meats, rats, mice, one-day-old chicks.
This is one of many small animals that we've got here, or sort of baby animals we've got. It seems to be the season for it. Time to go. I'd just like to thank everybody here at the Wildlife Park for showing us about, and I hope you've all enjoyed it at home. Bye for now.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody here at Caversham Wildlife Park. As I said, of course, there are wildlife parks all over the metro area and in the country areas as well, Maripana, Yanchep. Of course, there's the Perth Zoo too as well, great place to go. But this is also a great family place to come and have a look around. They got unbelievable amount of animals. You've only seen a little bit of what they've got here. And of course we wish them all the best when they do move to Whiteman Park. And speaking of Whiteman Park, that's another great place to go to on the weekend. All right, well, thank you for watching. Also thank Doc Martin for coming out and helping me around the place here today. And I hope you enjoyed our bit when we were earlier over at the tip. Also to all our best to those of you who help support the Kingsley Football Club, as well as all the Bolly victims. I mean, it's one thing that's near and dear to our heart. We're just really upset about what happened there, and I hope that you are as well. I hope you're mad about it, not just upset. Don't forget, on the 9th is our final show, Balls and All. Make sure you tune in 9 o'clock Monday night for the last Balls and All show. Okay, everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week. Balls and All.
Balls and All would like to thank the following.